good, everybody? It's your boy Tony Max. Y'all know I do it to the max. Coming back at y'all again with another fantastic episode of Truth to Life, where we discuss real life issues that affect real life people in real everyday life. Well, in today's issue, this is going to be part 2, you guys, of how they misused the Bible to keep our ancestors docile so they wouldn't revolt. So, hope you got your pen and your pad. You ready? Come on, let's dig in. Okay, when I first made this video, I think I made it like in a latter part of last year. And one of the comments, well, actually a couple of the comments, they were specifically referencing the Bible. And one of the guys was saying that they did not misuse the Bible, but that they were simply just quoting certain parts of it. Now, this is what spawned this part 2 version, because I felt that it's requisite in order to help clarify what's really going on here. And here's what's happening. In ancient times, they would kill you off and destroy your bloodline completely, right? During the wars in Africa, it was more so, we don't want to destroy your bloodline and just totally wipe you out because we're the same people. All we want to do is just basically conquer your land and make you our prisoners. Then the Europeans came, offered them money. They sold them into slavery, basically into servitude, not slavery, but into servitude. And this was what the white folks told them that they wanted them to do. We just want some servants. And since they're your slaves, I mean, they're your prisoners, why not sell them for a profit? Okay, bet. Everyone wins. The disparity in the ethnicity was the impetus behind the utter brutality of rape and murder and torture. See the difference? Okay, the African wars, for the most part, were driven by power, avarice, and envy. The European man who held our ancestors in slavery, his was driven by utter seething hatred for the disparity of our ethnicities. Two totally different things. And that, my friends, is where we get the atrocities of subhuman treatment and brutality and hatred. So how can you commit these atrocities and keep the people docile? By instilling the fear of their very God within them. And once you're able to manipulate them by their fear of God, then you have pretty much total control of them. Ostensibly, things of this nature eventually are revealed. Now, I said all that to say this. In 1791 is when they began their revolt. And the revolt lasted for roughly about 13 years. And they actually got the assistance of other countries that eventually helped to prevent the colonization of Haiti. This jolted the whole slave trading economy, the whole slave trading world. And what it forced them to do was to recalibrate their approach for a more holistic solution to the problem of potential and inevitable revolt. So this is the idea that they came up with. We'll use religion. Now, many of the slaves, I believe they were pretty much located in West Africa. West African slaves, parts of West African slaves were already Christians who had made the separation from Catholicism to being Protestants. So these were Protestant Christians. Our other ancestors that had not been introduced as of yet to Christianity slowly but surely incorporated Christianity into their belief system as their main avenue for seeking relationship with God. Now, I said that to set this up, guys. What they figured out, they being the slave owners and slave trade people, almost like the Willie Lynch letter. And what they did is that they created this ideal. Let's use what they already believe in, their God, because they're more scared of God than they are of us, obviously. So let's take their book and rewrite it. I finally figured it out. Now I understand, guys, why the Islam guys, for a lot of years, I run across them, and one of their main arguments was that the Bible has been rewritten X amount of times, and the slave masters use that to keep us enslaved, keep our ancestors enslaved. Why would you become a part of the white man's religion, etc., etc., right? Okay, I finally get it. And the reason why they used to say that is because of something that's called the slave Bible. Okay, here's what the slave Bible is, because I've never heard of the slave Bible before until recently. God led me to it throughout my research. This is what the slave Bible is. What they did is they took the King James Bible and they just started ripping every mention of any former slavery existing, any revolts, anyone being freed from slavery. We're talking entire books, passages, everything in both the Old Testament and the New Testament. It's like the Bible a la carte. This is the concept behind the logic that fake Christians use when they say, oh, I'll believe this, but I don't want to take none of that. I'll have this, but I won't have that. Oh, no, none of that for me. Obedience? Nah, don't like it. Doesn't fit for me, but I like where it says love. Come on, dog, stop it. Get off the gas. Y'all doing too much, homie. For real. So anyway, they contrived their own version of the Bible and printed it up. My point being this, they took this version of the Bible and they used this version of the Bible, the incomplete version of the Bible, to manipulate our people into being docile and perpetuating the notion of slavery. So just for you guys that do not know, it was not the current version of the Bible. The current version that we have since 1611 is the complete version of the Bible. Has the Bible been rewritten to simplify the Old English language? Thee, thou, hitherto, whereunto, wherefore art thou? Yes, of course it has. It has been transliterated into the English language, the modern English language, in other versions such as the NIV, the New International Version, so that people who don't know much about Christianity, baby Christians who have just come into the fold, they can read it and they can have a simplified understanding, as opposed to trying to figure out what's meant by hitherto and whereunto and hither thou and thee and thy and thou arts, etc. That's all that is. One thing that remains consistent, players and playettes, is the message. From start to finish, the message has been and shall continue to be 100% the same, consistent. The first copy was printed in 1807. The Haitians won their freedom from colonization in 1804. 3 years later, folks, the first copy of the slave Bible was printed in 1807. That Bible particularly was used and allowed for certain slaves to read to the rest of the slaves in order to justify perpetual slavery. That's all that is. So when folks come to y'all, Islam folks come to y'all telling you, oh man, the Bible been rewritten and well, why would you, and the white man's God and rah, rah, rah. Look, now you have the truth, you know what it's about, and don't let anyone manipulate you with that, because the Bible in its original form does not justify or accept slavery. It only acknowledges that this was a common practice throughout that time, and it was not the atrocities that were committed here in the U.S. were not prevalent during that time. There may have been isolated incidences, but it was not a common practice, is what I'm saying. So, with that being said, I hope this gives you guys a better understanding of what was going on and why the Islam folks have that belief about the Bible has been rewritten, and why they always lead with that particular misinterpretation or misconstrued belief about our God's word. So again, thanks for the love and the support. The ways is to thanks for coming to the channel. Hope you enjoyed this episode. The ways to support are up under the video. Click on where it says show more or read more, and you'll see the ways to support there. Thanks for the love. I really appreciate you guys. Till next we meet, player salute to you, baby. Peace and progress.